How is it going, everyone? Now, I want to cover some rumors that have been circulating around Ananta. This information is not confirmed, so at this point, take it with a grain of salt, and honestly, I am really hoping that things are going well as far as the development of the game. But as far as Ananta as a project and as a whole, I do believe there was a level of skepticism surrounding it. Some people saw the gameplay demo that came out and all of the footage that came out somewhat recently being like, okay, what we are seeing looks really good, but how is this actually going to translate into a video game, a worthwhile game, something that'll keep you coming back? And some of those questions, I just figured, hey, let's give them time. Let's let them cook, as the kids like to say. But there are some concerning notes that are coming out. Now, this is coming from the Ananta News X account, and also this is from posts that are surfacing within the past week, and it's coming from the platform XHS. And again, take it with a grain of salt for now, but certainly whenever you're talking about a super ambitious project like that, things like this can come into play. So let's go over the post. Got some concerning info about Ananta's development. Nothing confirmed, but the details sounds like they came from someone close to the art or production side. Here are the notes. Prolonged development, no clear gameplay vision. Allegedly, the project has been in works for years, but still lacks a solid core loop. One insider described it as a mashup of popular titles without a unified direction. Now, what has been one of the prevailing talking points when it comes to Ananta about its gameplay? It looks like, to a lot of people, it's this hodgepodge of a lot of different gameplay mechanics. You see a little bit of Spider-Man, you see a little bit of Uncharted, you see a little bit of Grand Theft Auto, but does that cohesively come together to create something that you'll want to play and you'll continue to go back and play? It looks like a lot of fun. In a vacuum, when you look at the gameplay, it looks like a lot of fun. The reality is, when you view games in a vacuum, when you look at these 10 to 20 minute vertical slices, so to speak, you don't actually get the picture of how this translates into a game that you'll want to play for 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 hours, and that's something that we won't be aware of until the game actually comes out, or they give us more insight into a lot of the mechanics and how the game is structured. So I do understand where that's coming from. There's also note of heavy crunch culture, reports of routine overtime stretching to 10 p.m. with pressure on anyone who pushes back. Okay, you hate to hear that, and let's hope that isn't true. Again, take this with rumors. I really would hate for this to be true. But there you go. With that meeting, some employees claim that refusing OT leads to closed-door interrogation-style discussions with management, micromanagement issues. Leadership is set to demand pixel-level revisions on assets, even in areas where they may not fully understand the technical constraints. Morale and testing problems. Morale is reportedly so low that devs are scripting and automating internal playtest submissions to avoid spending personal time with unstable builds. And while none of this is verified, several points, especially the pixel-level nitpicking and small dark room culture, mirror common complaints from workers in large Chinese tech studios. It reads less like fan fiction and more like a frustrated dev describing familiar production problems. I feel like it would be the best if this was just fanfic posted online, but there's a lot of people in the thread reiterating a lot of these concerns as far as the game is concerned. One user notes, I think it's obvious from the build we saw at TGS currently, there isn't a clear direction and vision for the game outside of a mashup of existing titles, and I think a lot of people are in that mindset. Wow, it looks really cool, it looks flashy, the character designs are great, and when you're taking gameplay mechanics from some of the most beloved games of all time, Spider-Man, Grand Theft Auto, Uncharted, so on and so forth, some of these sequences look directly, not ripped off, but it looks like directly inspired from a lot of these popular IPs. Obviously, that is going to be something that I don't think anybody was really bugging out about it, and that, oh, you're ripping these games off, but is it just a aspect of them marrying all of these mechanics and elements from these well-known games, but not having thought as far as what's going to make Ananta a game that people want to revisit over and over again? And again, take this with a big grain of salt right now, and this is a game that's still in development, and it did feel like the game was making a lot of progress, and the fact that PlayStation was promoting this game on their channel, look at the views that the video pulled on PlayStation's official channel. You would have to think that PlayStation has at least a little bit of insight as far as how this game is turning out, and if they were confident in putting the game on their channel and then promoting it, although they promote a lot of games on their channel, and I get it, it costs nothing to promote their games, but it getting that much traction, and if there were some issues that were arising based on how much attention this game has, don't you think that there would be some aspects of, okay, we're gonna need to get people involved that are gonna know what's going on? But also remember, this is entering a market that has a lot of competition. There are games out there like Wuthering Waves, all of the Hoyoverse titles. Hoyoverse just debuted a new game, the detective title. That's a game that's gonna have a lot of buzz. So it's not like this is a sector where it's completely empty as far as big games, but we have been hoping for a 2026 launch window for the game, and there was a lot of talk about the game coming out sometime in the latter portion of 2026, and I think that would make a ton of sense, and I think dropping the game around GTA 6 actually makes a lot of sense. In this case, you know, Ananta's gonna be a free-to-play game, and it would have a lot of attention. It's gonna be on PC and mobile platforms as well, so I don't think this idea of, oh, we can't drop the game around GTA, which I did see some people bring up, I don't think that's a factor, but if there are all of these development issues, that is concerning as well. And also, bear in mind that this is a new studio. It's not like it's an established studio that has a track record with a lot of big games, and at the very least, what you can say is that Ananta is an incredibly ambitious project, so let's see how this all pans out. Again, coming off the heels of that big showcase of gameplay, I thought that gave us more insight, and we did understand some of the mechanics as far as how the game is going to be structured, how the monetization is going to be handled, and so on and so forth, where it was a lot of things that made us very, very optimistic, so let's hope it leans that way, and less so this way, and the game still makes smooth progress as we head into 2026, because 2026, again, was the year that most of us, I feel like, were hoping that we were gonna hear about the game. But that'll do it for me. For now, it's a rumor, but something to certainly have on your radar, and we'll see how all of that pans out in 2026, because I would imagine that 2026 is going to be a big year for this game in terms of really starting the promotional push for the game, so we'll see how all of that transpires. But that's going to do it for me. Your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts on Ananta. Are you still confident about this game, and what do you think about the gameplay that we've seen thus far? Yes, it does seem to be a bit of a conglomeration of all of these different gameplay styles, but if it can come cohesively together, I think it can create something incredibly fun and with a lot of depth to it. But can they come together? That's really the big question. But your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.